I I don't know how to record a transition intro for this. I don't have any ideas, so shout out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we look at the hunt for the Decepticons leader class Starscream. I looked at the 2007 Prime again a little bit ago, so figure it is Starscream's turn for getting another look. There is unfortunately no packaging to look at, and if you were expecting the primes based on that video I made, based on that short I posted, I'm deeply sorry, but they are not around where I live yet. I got that image from TFW. Good lord, I want my primes. My excitement for them has literally gotten to the point where I dream about finding them. And the best part? I know it's a dream, and I continue to stay in it because I just want the primes. I'm not exaggerating. I am dead serious. It's happened like 3 times. Give me my primes. But the primes aren't what we're focusing on right now. Starscream is. So, let's look at Starscream. He is definitely an old-style leader with the size, the ratchets, and all that stuff. He is incredibly accurate to the movie, especially for what he is in the time it was made. I do personally prefer the tattoos over the plain design. I don't know, it looks better. And I'm noticing under this, like, he looks a lot more yellow. I promise you, he looks more gray than he does here. I don't know why my lights are making him look yellow. Maybe if I turn off these backlights. That is worse. Like, that's what my first Lightbox review looked like. Oh my god. And these look much better now. Much, much better. He has 2 or 3 spring-loaded gimmicks. I say 3. So, on the arms, he has the little flip-out guns, which on this one, according to TF Wiki, it appears to be based on an M61 Vulcan chain gun. Then, of course, I think you're technically supposed to retract it with this little red switch, but I like to just push it back into place, and you can just push it out. Then on the left, you get missiles. One issue with the missiles is due to this little piece of sculpting at the back. It hits the black shell that they spring out of, so it does make it... It does mean it has trouble going back. But I do really like the thingies. Then, the opening mouth. This figure's obligatory light-up gimmick. So you pull on the cockpit window, and you get 2 voice lines. Wow! They paid the intern extra for those. Let's turn off the lights so we can see the true extent of the light-up gimmick. If I can find the... There it is. But, like, just look at that. Like a red reactor core inside of him. It is very cool. He also has an accessory. This spring-loaded cannon with 2 firing missiles. I only have 1 because I bought this used. Of course, it fires by pressing this button. I'll be right back. Alright, I thought I lost the missile, but the missile does fire. It fell on the floor. Why am I dying? But it integrates in a really cool way. So you fold up the hand as you would for transformation. And then this port goes into that peg. If I can reach around all this stuff. And boom! Gun! And then it also has, of course, weapon storage. Why is it so hard to get around my setup? Alright. Yeah, and as you might have noticed, these rear wings tend to fold back while you're messing with him, so I'm just going to leave those back. But this does have weapon storage. You remove the missile, and let's get him back into his triangular nature. I swear, if while I'm making this video, the text or call comes from GameStop, hey, your Constructicons came in. So, you take the main gun, peg it into the back, and then the hinge allows it to sit upright. Then you take the missiles and peg them into these ports. I believe they're meant to align just like this. So that's good, fun. Now we go over Starscream's articulation, which, for how old he is quite decent. I'd venture to say it's good. Hold up. So, the head, due to the wires and everything, is only on a swivel, and a pretty limited swivel, but still a swivel. Shoulders. Gorgeous ratchets. They go in and out, although this piece shifts in for transformation, so I'd be careful when moving the arm in. I'd recommend not just pushing it down, because I recommend really grabbing at the shoulder. Then, move this piece forward. Butterfly joint. I don't know if you fully understand the prevalence of this. Butterfly joint. So you can get him rubbing his hands together like he does in the Bayverse movies, because Michael Bay, so he does unfortunately have gorilla arms, so he has a bicep rotation, elbow bend that goes inwards, no wrist swivels due to all of the spring-loaded stuff, but he does have a wrist hinge, and the 3 fingers are articulated, and then the 2 thumbs are individually articulated. There's no waist swivel due to the way he transforms, and that's fine because what waist? Hips. Kick forward really far on really good ratchets. Kick back. The outwards, I don't really like the outer ratchets. I don't know why. But then you get the first digitigrade and then second digitigrade. And these little black pieces also shift. So yeah, you can straighten him out if you want to, but 1, that is just wrong and blasphemous. And 2, it is very unstable. He's built for the chicken legs. And then you get a thigh rotation, which has some... what is that called? Mechalive? Yeah, it's called Mecha Live. And then the toes can go in and out, and the heel pivots. So overall, he's quite articulated. Now let's do size comparisons, which are going to be very difficult because this figure is quite large. I need to get the ratchets back into their proper position. This one doesn't ratchet on my copy. Probably just the spring is busted because I got it used. So, best thing I can compare this to is the only other movie leader I own. That, of course, being the original 2007 leader class Optimus Prime. So, Starscream is larger and I think a bit heavier than Optimus, and is much more accurate than Optimus, but oh my god, if I could get the battle blades, oh yeah, it's all coming together. Alright, transform! Here we go. So, I bought this with no instructions, and it was in jet mode, so I had to figure it out. Just keep that in mind. I had to figure this transformation out by myself with no YouTube tutorial. I did it with no YouTube tutorials or anything, and it was in jet mode, and I had to figure it out. Just keep that in mind as you watch me transform this thing. So, first thing I like to do is bring the arms up, compress them, rotate this, compress the hand, fold in the fingers, and already we are off to a start. Now we need to detach the entire upper section from the lower section. Like that. This is not gold plastic syndrome, thank God. So you want to then take this piece, shift it up so you can unfurl this whole thing. And then you want to take the cockpit, bring it up. It'll press this button, which will make transformation sounds and light up. And with any light up thing, we need to turn off the lights. So yeah, get that pegged in, snap that panel into place, which that panel is very hard to unpeg, so what I recommend doing is opening the cockpit. That unpegs it pretty well, straighten that out. And already this is getting my arms tight. So, open up that. Untab this entire armature assembly. Compress this. This extends on a double ratcheted hinge. Take this piece, fully compress it. And we'll just do the same thing on the other side real quick. Bang. So now, let's turn this guy over, as we want to make sure all of this is straightened out. We want to compress this, we want to hook the arms together, bring these parts up, and then we want to swing the arms into the back. Then we want to bring up this back flap, peg it in, that will come unpegged. Bring out the wings, shoot them in, peg them in. Then they're spring loaded, so when you pull them out, they'll just flip up by themselves. My arms. And we will worry about this back plate later. So now let's work on the legs. So you want to straighten them out as much as you can, really. Then you want to take the heels, fold them in, collapse, bring this panel out, collapse this, peg that in, and bring this panel out. Do the same on the other side. My arms are tired, my shoulder hurts. Ugh. Almost done. So now, with all those panels set up, we can swing the legs all of the way around, tab them together, and tab all of this into place. I'd recommend opening this, pushing the arms, because the arms do peg in, then snap this down, arrange this whole thing. That will happen a lot. It's very annoying. Flip out the landing gears on the legs and on the front. Or pinned on landing gears too. Place him down. And my suffering is now over. And now we have the jet mode. The transformation is fun, I promise you. It is just a pain to do on camera, especially with the way I have my setup. Good lord, I need a tripod. But anyways, this is simply one of the most accurate jet modes I've ever seen. Even with the legs at the bottom that do add a bit of bulk, he still looks amazingly cohesive. One thing I don't like is rear landing gear tends to bow out when you place him down. Specifically this side, so... This Decepticon button activates the same lights and sounds as robot mode, so... Let's observe.
No one can defeat Starscream.
Oh yeah, never mind.
No one can defeat Starscream.
It has a little whoosh. I was wrong. My most sincerest apologies. I was incorrect.
No one can defeat Starscream.
Yeah, you can't really see the lights with the way my lighting is set up. The most annoying part is the back flap, which, as I said, comes unpegged a lot. But now we can do some final thoughts. This is a great figure, as most old leaders are. If you're able to find it for a decent price, like around $60 loose, and this is just a complete estimate, I'm pulling this number out of nowhere, but maybe 100 sealed? But that is all for today. I'm gonna go continue trying to 100% Sonic Frontiers. So goodbye and good night.